Well, every once in a while, an ingenious product comes along that's a game changer. And back in the 1940s, such an invention by two twin brothers who were toolmakers by trade became the model railroad industry standard for couplers. Kadee. They took the two initials, K and D, and put them together. And they came up with this system, as well as many other products eventually. But here you can see it allows you to manipulate rolling stock on a model railroad without a lot of excessive touching and pushing and shoving of the equipment, and electricity is not required. The Magnomatic Kadee system. Now we should also say that our modern knuckle couplers come from the Kadee coupler system that was invented in the late 1800s. And without that, having to have a human being in between two cars that needed to be coupled up was, well, you can imagine how dangerous that was. So here's our Kadee system. It involves a small little coupler and a magnet. Here you can see how the jaws open and close on the coupler. There's a tiny spring there and two little whiskers sticking out of the base that allow it to be centered in the coupler box. And Kadee even makes a pair of pliers specialized for use with adjusting those little curved steel rods. And here's the magnet as it sits in the track. And the genius of this magnet now, as you can see with that little paper clip, it's polarized to the sides, not to the two ends. So it pulls the couplers open. And one magnet placed in front of a number of switches, like on a yard, allows one magnet, like in this case right here, this one magnet will service this entire yard. And then there's another little magnet on the left-hand side there that services the spur going through the turntable on the layout. Now, one thing I do is I want the magnets to be flush with the top of the rail on my track, which is not the Kadee standard. So my track is code 100, but I use a code 83 magnet so that it's flush with the top of the rails. I also put a little red paint at the beginning and the end of the magnet so that I can see where it is when I have rolling stock there. So the sequence, you can see here how the coupler goes through these four stages of being coupled, open, pushing, and then separated. So here we are. We're coupled, but we're parked on the magnet. And we're going to push it a little bit to take the tension off. Boom. The two couplers open, the jaws spread open because the magnets push those little rods out. And now we can push that car back. And when we stop, since we're simply pushing on the open jaws of the coupler, we can leave the car in place and pull forward. And the little spring will push the coupler jaws back closed, and that way we can rejoin at any time and pick up that car and move it. Well, I'm having fun getting this Kadee system set up on my layout. Hey, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.